Hi guys, welcome to the Diary of Kachi. So on today's episode, we will be talking about a general syndrome that most people do suffer from, and but this will be focusing on the ladies. And today's topic is the nice girl syndrome. So we'll be talking about the nice girl syndrome on today's episode. So stay tuned, guys. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back here. So we are talking about the nice girl syndrome, and I know a lot of you have encountered this syndrome, which is the nice girl syndrome, and we all mistake niceness for kindness. So we'll be talking about how to get rid of the nice girl syndrome, what to expect when you're living the nice girl syndrome attitude, and yeah. So let's dive in. So, number one is most times we do not notice that the attitude we give is less than what we should be given. And that is the nice girl syndrome. Because we mistake kindness and we mistake niceness for kindness, and we mistake being used for kindness. I give you an example, but before we get into the example, a very similar word you can use instead of the nice girl syndrome is the people pleaser, because nice girls are people pleasers. All nice girls are people pleasers. So yeah, so an example of a nice girl. A nice girl is someone who wants to please everybody, is someone who wants to do things because of the way people feel instead of the way she feels. She has empathy. She's always feeling for people. She puts people first instead of her own, instead of herself. And while a nice person is a kind person is someone who does what is right. You see, there is a difference between the nice and the kind. So, on this episode, we will be using two characters just to expatiate and to explain more on what we are talking about. So, we'll be using a character name. We'll be using Leela and Sila. So, Leela is a nice girl and Sila is a kind girl. So, here, let's use this scenario. Leela goes out and she comes in contact with a stranger, and in this economy now, with the way the world is going, people are not what they look like. People are not what they seem to be. They are more than that. They go beyond, way deep down. So you have to be smart to be able to. You have to be smart, and you also have to have discernment to be able to tell the good from the bad. Okay, so now we are talking about Leela, which is the nice, and Sila, which is the kind. So Leela goes out, and yeah, she comes in contact with a stranger who she doesn't know, and the stranger doesn't know her. And yeah, the stranger asked for her assistance. Let's say the stranger is going somewhere which is not where Sila is going to, and then he asks for assistance, and Sila has something to do. She has something to do, but because of this person is asking for her assistance, she wants to be a nice girl. She wants to please this person. She wants to make this person happy. Instead of putting her own self first, she decides to help this person to a distance where she do not know. And then she finally gets there, and when she got there, the person it ended up in, okay, thank you very much and everything, and so and then she couldn't find her way back. So this is what I'm trying to say. Being a nice girl is you escorting someone to a destination you do not know and then returning back alone. Okay? Escorting someone to a destination you are not aware of and then returning back alone. So that is Sila. Who is going to help you on the way? Nobody. Okay, so now let's go to Leela. Oh, sorry, no, that's Leela. Now let's go to Sila. Okay, I'm so sorry if I'm mixing these names. Okay, so this is my first time actually using names in my episode, so I might not be conversant with them, but as we go on, we will be conversant with them. So now let's go to Sila, which is the kind girl. So you use a scenario where Sila is someone who is nice. She is kind, like she loves everybody. But in this world, you can't expect everybody to love you. You can love even you. You don't love everybody. I do not love everybody. I have people that I love. I love everybody though, but there are people that I am attached to, and there are people that I am not attached to. But I love them. And Sila is one of those. She is someone who loves everybody. She is nice to people. She talks to people, but she is not attached to people. She is not really, really like this to people. And then she has someone who takes her as an enemy. She doesn't take anybody as an enemy, but this person, let's say this person has a grudge against her, and then this person got into a debt, and the person has been going towards hardship, and Sila finds out. She knows that this person is not really close to her, that they are not really good. But what does she do? And Sila is in a position where she has everything. She could help, she can do things, and she is financially stable. And the other person who has grudge against her is going to is sorry is going towards a debt is bankrupt, and then Sila decides to help. Now Sila goes ahead and pays this person debt without this person knowing. That is kindness. Kindness is helping somebody even with or without their attention. That is kindness. Why niceness is doing something to please people. Just know that in the process of pleasing people, you are displeasing yourself, and you cannot please people to displease yourself. Nobody is gonna help you. That is the painful part of it. That's one thing you do not know. When you're trying to please people, these people in turn will not do the same thing for you. Don't deceive yourself. Don't use Christ or anything. Even Jesus Christ was not nice. Jesus Christ wasn't nice. Jesus was kind. If Jesus was a nice person, he wouldn't have he wouldn't have told Peter straight to his face that if you do not continue in the way of Christ, the devil is going to use you. And then he would have want to cover that up for Peter, because he knows Peter is going to feel bad that my master, somebody I'm serving that calls himself Christ, is telling me this. Can't he just spray it out and stuff? But Jesus Christ said no. I know I can do this, but no, I'm gonna tell Peter, you have to do this. If not, this is what you're gonna face. Okay. Also, another story. If Jesus was a nice person, he wouldn't have been in opposition with the Pharisee and the Sadducees and the Jews. And the Jews. He would have want to be friends with them because he wants them to be in unity. He wants them to be nice. But then Jesus has discernment. He knew his enemy and he knew those who are his friends. So all nice girls don't know their enemies. Nice girls take everybody as they need help. Not everybody need help. You need to know this. Not everybody need help. Some people are in the position that they are. They deserve it. Don't deceive. Don't go and deceive. Go ahead deceiving yourself in, let me just do this. If you are doing that, you're putting yourself in a wrong shoe. I'll tell you this story about myself. I was being a nice girl, and right now I'm still recovering because I'm trying to leave that nice girl attitude. It did not help me at all. Situations I'm supposed to say no, I find myself saying yes to. Who am I pleasing at the end? I'm pleasing this certain person, and I'm being left displeased. I'm being left stressed. I'm being left disregarded. They don't see me. So I tell you this scenario. So there was someone who I was gonna see, who I was gonna see in a place I do not know, and if I wasn't this nice girl, I would have said no, that I'm not coming. I can't make it. If you can't do this, if you can't do that, if you can't make sure that I'm safe, I'm not coming. But because I want to be, I can do it. I can do it. Let us go. I paid the tea fare to that place, and I went there. Look, you can see how. Let me not judge myself. So I went there, and someone just from nowhere, he came and he was like, he is this person's servant and stuff and everything. I think he's I don't know, but someone who is like working for the person that I was supposed to see. And then he came to me and he was like, can you please help me with your phone? I want to go and call the person that stuff, and I'm not with phone, so I want to know where the person is. And like, I wasn't thinking. All I wanted to do is, okay, yeah, you can do it, use it. If I wasn't, all because I wasn't. And the funny thing with all nice girls is they are not nice. That is the truth that we don't know. Nice girls are not nice. They refuse to follow their first intuition. They refuse to follow the first voice that speaks to them from the heart. They follow they follow the second. Because if you could remember, there are situations where you're supposed to say no to and you end up saying yes, but the first thing that came to your mind was no. But you dished out the no. You said, mm-mm, let me do the yes. If you experience this, or if you find yourself in situations like this, you can comment, you can drop a comment in the comment section. Yeah, so then what was coming to my head was, don't do this, you don't know this person, what if it's a lie, what is it? The way I scrambled all this, I said no, it's a lie. The person is being truthful, all because of what, I want to please this person, all because of what, I want them to see me as a good girl. And now the society takes people who are nice as, yeah, a good girl, because they want to rub their feet over you. But when you tend to tell us how I pleased this person by giving this person my phone, and guess what, my phone got stolen that day. He took the phone and he never returned. So what am I trying to say? Don't be a nice girl. If your mind is telling you to say no, say no. Say no in situations where you're supposed to say no, and say yes to situations where you're supposed to say yes. Okay, thank you for staying to the end of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Diary of Kachi. Thank you for staying. Bye.